of thing is very complicated because it deals with everything from statutory rape to exposure to pedophile and pedophilia, which are totally different crimes. And I believe, my own personal belief, it comes from a mental problem versus something that is criminal.
Can I add something
Well, Father,
to that, Father?
did you know that this facility is going to house 25 of the worst sex offenders from the whole state of Connecticut in one spot? And these are people that have been in jail for 15 to 20 years plus. And this company that's supposed to be rehabilitating them thinks that they can do it in 6 months and then put them out on the street?
No, I'm going to tell you honestly.
You got to do some research.
I will be doing some
because
research.
let me respond to you, Dennis. You called in on Kathleen Mitchell's show, and we talked about this. And I was opposed, but I wanted to know more, and there were a few aspects of this that I didn't know, and I promised I would go do my homework. Well, I did. And you're absolutely correct. This facility is going to have some of the heaviest hitters out there in terms of sexual predators, and they are going to be not only out on the streets within 6 months for treatment programs, but they're going to be coming into New London for those treatments. Right. So in terms of where this is located, say, oh, this is in Montville. Well, yeah, the facility's in Montville, but these people are going to be coming into New London very frequently. And I think it's an undue risk to the community.
Bottom line is that they're going to be living in Montville, but they're going to be doing all the business in Norwich and New London.
Dennis, right. I want to, is it because their sentence is ending that they're going to be released? I mean, you said these were people under 15-year or so sentences. Is it their sentences are ending and they're coming back to the street anyways?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, this becomes a real difficult situation.
It's a difficult situation, Father, but we have to, as a community, calculate the amount of the burden that is being placed upon New London. These are statewide offenders, and New London already has a higher number of sex offenders than any other surrounding community. So for the state to locate now some of the most severely violent sexual predators in our community as well, I think that from a statewide perspective, we are already doing quite enough. And there are many other places that the state could put this. I'm not saying that these people shouldn't be given an opportunity to go back into society and that we shouldn't handle it the right way. If they're going back into society anyway, we should do it the right way. However, there are a lot of places in the state of Connecticut that this can be done, where this could be located. New London has already borne more of the burden than a lot of the other areas in the state. And my concern running for mayor of New London is that, and you know this, Father, the state pushes all its problems down to us, and that creates a bigger and bigger problem. So it's not whether we do something for these people. We should do something for these people, but we shouldn't be doing it in New London, and that's not just not in my backyard.
No, I want to say this before. Okay, boy, you fired this one up, Dennis. This is great. Okay.
Well, it should, Father, it should be fired up.
Let me just. We need to do this for ourselves. We need to protect our own community. If these people's sentences are ready to come out, you can't stop them from coming out. And we've already made a mistake because we haven't dealt with them, apparently, for 15 years. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I hear you exactly.
We have to work on better reentry of people from prison who are coming into our society, whatever the crime, whatever the crime and whatever the risk.
Right.
But we also, if you're the state of Connecticut, you have to spread this out. If you put every single social ill problem, risk diversion, risk management, it's diversifying.
Right.
It's the same thing with public housing. When I was in Westerly, we did something on the Westerly Town Council that created a bit of a stir, was that we said, we're going to put low-income housing throughout the town. There were some proposals that said we're going to build one big housing unit, and we're going to put it in an economically depressed area of town. And I said, right on TV, right on the record, I said, you are creating a ghetto. That's what you're doing. I said, if you want to bear the risk, bear the burden, bear the social cost, it's better if it's spread out. And it's also better, just like what Dennis is alluding to, that the more people with a particular problem you put together, it just breeds a
gonna
bigger
be-
problem.
Yeah, it's
You
gonna,
know,
we
So
know that.
that's
We know
my
that.
opposition to Montville. My opposition to the Montville facility is not about the fact that, oh, we just don't want that here, or, oh, we should do nothing for these people. No, it's we already have a huge population. We shouldn't be asked to bear all the burden of this for the entire state of Connecticut. There are other places where this could be located where I think it would make more sense from a statewide planning perspective.
And on that same topic, when we were talking before about mentally ill or whatever the case, the disabled who have places to go, New London has become known as, and I don't want to name the facilities, there's facilities in Norwich, facilities in Willimantic, and between there, it's known that when certain people finish their 28 days, whatever the case may be, they are given a ride to New London and dropped off.
Yeah.
So we're not helping them, and we're not helping the city at
Dennis,
all.
I promise you this, I'm gonna do some study on that, and we'll do at least a show on that, because
It's big.
Well,
this
That's
is
big.
big stuff. This is, I did not realize this, and from my perspective, as somebody that's been involved in reentry programs and stuff, there's already, what you're telling me is a huge mistake. These people needed to be integrated several years ago to start their transition to come home. You dump the individuals in the street, we got problems.
Yeah.
You're giving
Well,
a
when you get
6-month
ready to
time
do a
limit.
show on this, somehow you got to let me know, and I can get you the two counselors from Montville that are the ones that are behind a big push on this, and they know, especially this Donna Jacobson. She's a chair counsel in Montville, and she knows all about this. She's been doing all the legal briefs on it to save the town money. This is the woman and her and this other guy that goes on the shows with her, who you want on your show to talk about this.
Okay, Dennis, do you know my website? Can you, if
No, why don't you give it to me, please?
it's NLHOME dot.
NLHO. Okay, go slower. I'm not fast.
Okay, NLHOME
Okay.
dot org. Okay, and if you go on there and give me your own email and stuff like that, we'll get in touch with each other. Okay.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, and I will take a look at this, and because I get obviously a few people that have been dealing with this kind of
yeah.
thing for years, and
Well, I think
this is a horror. This is reentry that
The wrong way.
the wrong way.
Right.
Okay.
I tell you, Father, you do research into this, and it's going to make your hair on your head
Yeah,
stand
when I started
sounds
this the
it
other week,
already.
the more you dig, the worse it kind of gets when you learn more about it. But I wanted to say something, Father, if you don't mind, because
Sure,
what
go ahead.
Dennis brings up is a much bigger question, which is the fact that in New London, we have a lot of populations that we need to work with. And we need not to, on the one hand, push out our homeless shelters and push out social services.
we don't
But on
wanna
the
do
other
that.
hand, so we need a mayor who is going to say, yes, we should have social services. Yes, we need to support our homeless shelters and get them zoning. Yes, we need to address these concerns in these populations. But at the same time, we need a mayor who has the strength to say to the state, enough.
We can't take
That's
everybody.
right.
We can't take everybody.
Yeah, right.
You know, we need to deal with who we got. We can't ignore the problem. But the state needs to understand that they can't keep dropping people off on us.
Right.
And a mayor has to walk that line between saying, on the one hand, we need to show compassion for people. We need to understand the reality of situations that we have to confront. But on the other hand, tell the state, hey, look, we're also trying to turn this city around, and we're not going to turn it around if you keep dumping on us.
You need,
Spread it
you
around.
need people who understand this and have been working in this area for years. This is not easy stuff.
No, it's not.
I mean, obviously, the reason we looked at you is because of your academic credentials and your schooling and your background. We know, our folks, my group that studies you, know where you go to school. We know Jim Ford. We know
Some of the stuff I've done.
Some of the stuff you've done. We know your professors.
Right.
So we have a real good idea of your capabilities in all the areas that we're majorly concerned with, and administratively where you're going, versus we know the other individuals here. And this is the same thing when you deal with when you're dealing with something like the Montville situation. You need people who know this stuff, that understand this stuff, that understand the risk factors of bringing these people back into our community. You don't want to throw them away, but you don't want to risk your community.
And it's better to have someone who can go to the governor or go to the legislature and argue from a standpoint of, yes, we need these facilities. Yes, we need to do more on reentry, and here's ways to do it. But no, we don't need this facility because it's the wrong location, it's an overburden to our community. As opposed to just arguing, no, we don't want this in our town, and these people are horrible, and these people... Because listen, wherever you put a facility like that, you're going to get that political opposition. And I'll tell you what, with all respect to the people out there who are fighting this, the state doesn't listen. Because they just say, oh, any local community is going to say that. It's the NIMBY,
right,
you know, not in my backyard.
Not in my backyard.
We need someone who can say, not in my backyard, for a reason, and it's a real good rational policy reason, but yes, we do need this facility,
absolutely,
but maybe somewhere else, and even if somewhere else, you're still doing it wrong. You got to do it better. Because when someone goes up and tells the state that, all of a sudden the state might actually listen.
Absolutely. Dennis,
there's two quick little things I want to say, and then I'll hang up.
Okay, because I got other callers.
Okay. One is, the reason I'm behind this is because I'm afraid for my city.
I don't blame you.
And two is that this thing that they're doing, this is it's an experiment. This has never been done anywhere else before. And with that, I'll hang up so you'll get some more callers. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Dennis, and make sure you get in touch with me. And you may be surprised, if you're old enough, it may have been done other places. Good evening, you're on Street Talk with Father Rust and his guests. Good evening.
There you go.
Hello.
Good evening.
You're on Street Talk with Father Rust and his guests.
Good evening.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Hi, this is Gail.
Oh, how are we doing?
Good. How are you this evening, Father?
Very good. What's going on?
Nothing much. Hi, Bonnie. It's so good to see you sitting there. You look so good.
Oh, thank you, Gail.
And Daryl, I think I'm going to run for mayor. All the places you go, all the nice food.
Why not? Join the party.
I'm gonna.
Oh, God.
Just wanted to call up and put everything on a light side and say hi to everybody.
Hello, hello.
Bring me home a pizza.
All
right. We'll do that.
Bye-bye.
And let me be the first to say welcome to the race for mayor.
Somebody else is on here.
Probably they're probably calling in, Gail.
Okay.
Okay. I lost a couple of calls, I think. And Gail wanted to do calls for you. She did tremendous amount of calls for
well, it's from
governor.
Malloy, yeah.
Oh my God, she loved Malloy from the first time.
So much this year.
It's wonderful.
And she does a lot of work, and she goes out with the elderly and talks up her candidates.
Oh, yeah.
And
well,
you,
it is.
You have you have become one of
I don't know. She said she's running. She said we gotta. We'll have to fight it out, I guess.
She's
well,
so funny.
I tell you, it's very in a campaign like this, there's good days and bad days, and there's tough news and there's good news. But the good news has been, as we've gone along, how many people have come forward who I don't know, who have not met me, but who read what we're about or saw me on a program or heard something and came forward to get involved. And these are not people who are getting involved because they're looking for a job. These are not people who are getting involved because they're always in politics. A lot of people working on my campaign have never been involved in a political campaign before.
Oh, well, there goes my job opportunity.
Exactly. You know, you're out. Sorry. But it's very inspiring because I think that there are a lot of people out there who want to see change in New London, who think that New London needs new leadership, and it keeps me going because I'm the one who, you know, has to take the heat. I'm the one who's got to be out there, you know, hitting all the doors, doing all the work, going to all the meetings early in the morning, late at night, all day, every day. And it keeps me going to know that there are people out there who really believe in this like I believe in this and are volunteering their time. So to people like Gail and to other people who've been helping, we really appreciate it and keep going You know, I believe that if we all work together on this, not only can we win the election, but we can actually change New London.
I have, you have somebody. You take
No,
it first, 'cause
no,
we'll lose it. Yeah.
Good evening, you're on Street Talk with Father and his guests.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Clayton?
Hi. This is Clayton.
Hi, Clayton. How are you?
Good.
I haven't seen you in a long time.
I know you haven't.
You got a question for Daryl?
No.
Okay.
What?
What?
What are you guys gonna do for the schools?
Oh, what are you going to do for the schools? What is he going to do for the... So, that's a hard question for him, but okay, because that's a good question, though, because maybe he'll explain that he's got a tough position in that as mayor.
I'll tell you, Clayton, the mayor is going to not control the specifics of that budget and can't set curriculum, can't do things like that, doesn't have a vote on the Board of Education. But what the mayor can do is be a very forceful leader in the community to support education and can do things that are on the city side. And one of them, Father, is bonding.
Yeah.
You know, when we talk about facility upgrades in the city of New London, the bonds would go through the city. And by the research I've been doing to prepare for the budget hearings, is that the city currently has obligations of a little bit over $47 million in bonds, some of which are the Ocean Beach bonds, which are paid off in 2013, so that's going to increase even more of our bond availability. But our bond availability, by what's posted on the city website, is over $250 million. We wouldn't obviously want to bond that much because you have to make the debt service payments out of your budget, and that might involve some tax increase, et cetera, et cetera. But the city can bond out and has the ability to bond out a system-wide facilities upgrade that could bring us up to code for ADA, could fix all of the existing problems with our facilities, could really give us a top-notch education system. So hopefully within the next 2 years, the first 2 years of me being mayor, I would push for a bond to completely renovate the New London public school system.
How's that?
Good.
All right. That meet your approval? Okay. What else?
You know when the new Winthrop School is going to be built?
The new Winthrop School should be built soon, and it's going to be moved to the north of the city.
I'm unclear on that either.
I'd have to check the exact dates, but I know that's coming up soon, Clayton.
Oh, because we're going to move there so you can just move there.
All right. You're going to have to find your way. You're going to have to find your way around.
Huh?
And we're stuck in portables.
Oh, you're stuck in portable school.
Now.
You're going to be moving on to the grounds? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
And you'll be in portable classrooms?
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, that's not fun, is it?
Yeah. Well, I gotta have dinner now.
Okay.
Okay, you take care, huh? And say hello to all your friends, okay?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Bye,
Bye-bye, Clayton.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
It is.
He's great.
The facilities issue is something that will come from the city. And there are multiple ways to handle facility bonds. One of the first things that I ever did in public service was I worked on a bond referendum campaign in my hometown when I was a student. And I supported them through the years and even put some out when I was on the council. We put out a bond to renovate our high school in Westerly and get our science labs up to date and all the rest of it. And I was proud to endorse that and support it. But sometimes in bonding, I think a mistake is made, a very critical mistake, in that they ask too many different times for the money. They'll come out one year and say, we're asking for 10 million. And then the next year, we want 5 more. And then the next year, it's 30. Or we need a new high school, so now we're going for 34, or something like this. It's better to make a complete assessment of all the facilities and ask for all the money at once.
Up front.
If you go to people and say, we are going to seriously fix this problem, and we are going to fix it, all of it, and it's a big price tag, and it might even involve a tax increase, but we're going to get it done. and you make that case to people once, and you mobilize, and you organize, and you campaign, you can get it done. If you ask more than once, you'll pass the first one, maybe the second, and then they start to fail.
Okay.
So if we want to address a system-wide facilities bond, we need to do it system-wide, all up front.
All up front.
But that's why I say 2 years, because we have to completely